Okay, so without the conditions of giving rise to suffering and afflictions, everything appears as the play of the empty form and primordial wisdom in the expanse of the Buddha nature. Everything is endowed with all supreme aspects. May everything manifest as immeasurable and limitless great bliss. So that means peace. So the suffering and affliction have no power and no condition to rise. So therefore, everything is so that means everything is empty form and so everything is appears as a play of empty form and primordial wisdom. So that means here so apply means manifestation of the empty form and primordial wisdom. It does not mean everything is empty form and primordial wisdom, okay? If it does, then everything have to be absolute truth. It cannot be everything is absolute truth, but is all manifestation of that. Namkan chogdan dek shagrinya ugaya. Chenmin tapter deshin ngoingir khos. Oh, that is just a saying, is a prayer. May I have that. It's meaning like this. May I have that. Okay. Jandar zablam dorje namjurtuk jechchi gombi lam jib dropamcho. Jankam jantar kargir gomber mir rinzunum kandu jandar kevar shows. In this pure realm, through the profound path of the maintaining on the 6 Vajra yogas for one day, the supreme journey is opened more swift than meditating for 100 eons. In other realms, may I be born in this pure realm of Vijayadhara and Dakini. Vijayadhara and Dakini. So, as I said earlier, when you practice the 6 yogas, even you not attend in this life, when you practice in their 6 yogas, the one night your progress is the other realms in samsara eons of progress. Okay. Okay. Now we talking about the first yoga. Sorsam nanjur nyinsan shkak dorje, shtugunzun galonker nanjur khson dorje, jitan tonzuk shirjatuk dorje, tanzan mangir deshin kam. The day and night yogas of individual withdrawal and concentration are the Vajra body, and the yoga of the wind of life, force and control, and retention of the Vajra speech, and Mahamudra of empty form of recollection is the Vajra, Vajra mind, and the immutable bliss, great bliss of absorption is the constituent of primordial wisdom. So what I'm saying here is sorsam nanjur nyinsan shkadorji. So these 6 yogas you can categorize as Vaja body and Vaja speech and Vada mind. So that means 2 is one of each, like first yoga, second yoga is the Vaja body, and then third yoga, fourth yoga is the Vaja speech, and then the fifth and sixth is Vaja mind. And that way are categories, that way categories. There's many ways of categories. So here I am doing and that categories. So sorsam nanjur nyinsan kagdorje means the day and night yogas of individual withdrawal means concentration or the Vaja body. So that is the first yoga. The first yoga you practice, there's called yoga of night or yoga of day. So you practice that. We not go details of this because the other prayer have more details. That time we can talk about. Means that means the yoga of wind, of life force, controlling retention, Vaja speech. That means the second yoga. Second yoga is you more emphasize on the wind, the breathing, but it's not only just normal breathing, but also the subtle breathing as well. So emphasize on that. And then Jitan Tongzuk Shekja Tugdorjes. Okay, so Jitan, this is first 2 yoga, the 4th yoga up to. So the 5th yoga is the recollecting yoga, the 5th yoga. The recollecting yoga is, that is you gain the Mahamudra at that time. And the Tangzan Manjir Deshin Yehin comes. So the 6th yoga is the immutable great bliss of absorption of constitution, the constitute of the primordial wisdom. So that is gained by the 6th yoga. Okay, so we don't go details here, and we later on come. So that means may these travels, may I traverse the 12 great grand of the Bodhisattva. So that means according to Sutrayana, you have 10 Burmese of Bodhisattva. But here you have like 12. So all this 12 is, when you going through this, the 6th yoga. Okay? Then what happened is fully enlightened is the 13th. Okay, so after attaining the 13th grand of the Vajra absorption for the countless eons. So what is the purpose of attaining this is the may I have capacity to bring the benefits of limitless sentient beings through the immeasurable eons. Okay, so so yeah, what is the goal of the attaining the Buddhahood is bringing all this in innumerable sentient being, innumerable eons. Chapparan Zamlan the year good packens of Dagny the Chick Boom Chancy in Yartovgi, Yonster Zogdan and Nipa Jibdi Juanjempi, Constachim of the Kirchiks. So here, if you want to be a family of this Shambhala, and then we have to have warrior nature. We have to unveil our warrior nature, the great compassion. So then you have to say this: may I alone, through the power of the wisdom and compassion, despair all degenerations of this world, and in the glorious second age of space, age of peace and harmony, may I become a great chariot leading all with me. So not only just sentient beings, but particularly and sooner or later, these all the problems of our world, I display all of them. You don't rely with anybody, so you maximum your aspiration is by myself. By myself means it's not about ego. You have to distinguish not ego. Oh, I want to do it. I want to be the best. It's not that. Means even I am alone, I can do it. Liberate all sentient beings eventually, but I want soon and later to transform this world, this earth, this humanity into the great peace and prosperity, the golden age. Basically meaning like that. Dekshigno tondam shangchim sin samir nam jikan of semtichi. Gomtang mombi tonkin lernd bar. Shuktar gyartang gyati kinji stones. So now at the final is achieving all the benefits of meditating on the aspiration to Buddha nature, the ultimate bodhicitta, along with conventional bodhicitta, and therefore immeasurable. May I be protected by all unbiased victors and their children. May I be protected. So means I can protect all of them. Oh no. Okay. Got it. So what here is what you introduce it is the Buddha nature, Tathangarangarbha, is also bodhicitta. But this is bodhicitta is the absolute bodhicitta. And then we come out along the four immeasurables, and this produce the relative bodhicitta, the normal bodhicitta. So this you is practice, and you become a mastery. What the goal is, may I support by all victors of the 10 directions. So you ask all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, please may help me. I can do it this. May support me. That's it. Okay. So Jipan danar inigmi kitpa shetang shep chaktan zamlang hwangmit yangwi kerwi tu sundar shambali zogdangi tam shunda Jangdi Gapasel Niji, Nimbom Shoko, Konali Mepatan, the Tam Chapi Kazan Sognamki, or Tugin Koluzapton to Shokhans, all over Chewap Shonian, Shang Hambalar Pakin Windows, Karwatan Damba, Towns and Hirabzamu Pukjor near Mawapo, Wooden Donkam Golok, Rixkipa, should get Rigdan Namgi. Lama Tambi Jesus on Dama, young week under Hambali is up to Damba, can contain Jaffa Lord to Simbope, young Hambali on each Evalangi, Rostante, Monlam, Cheptam Jipi, Nichin, Shostin Sharon Kahorta, what Samo Paka, Yarsi, Tau, Loxarci, Yir to Monlam Pansum Sawatan, Zombatan G. Ninjinaba. Monlam Dao Chipa Kandrapi Tendrigi Saramangalam. So here with regards of the general and specific degeneration of impurity in this time when this world is overtaken by carelessness and destruction, and this sacred dharma of golden age of the northern land of Shambhala clear way and degeneration of the realm. There is no other sublime definitive antidotes than justice, the assembly of the beings who have the good fortune and something or meeting with this dharma are direct to realize of the profound meaning of glorious Kalachakra, so that even the day comes golden or sudden death, they will be endowed with the fortune to return home to the northern land of Shambhala, having been urged to go deeper into the profound insight of meditative absorption and propounder, the one descended from the clan of the Tibetan region of Golok, he who was previously accepted by the Holy Lama, who was the emanation of the Dharmakins and Kalkis, the one who is endowed with the good fortune of increasing profound Dharma of the northern land of Shambhala throughout the far reaches of this world, and known by the name Shenkantar Jamparalodu, and undertook this work out of sense responsibility to the sublime abode of the realm of the Shambhala, the great abode which is established through the aspiration of the Bodhisattva at the base of the Bodhina Stupa at the time of the Losar in beginning of the Tibetan Earth peak year, March 2019, having gathered the conditions of peace, place, time, and aspiration. It was accomplished through the power of the dependent origination, which certainly accomplished all the aspirations and pledges. May it be victorious. Oh, this is so long. Gosh, this one probably don't need explain. So if anybody have not clear, we can do that, and maybe questions. Yeah.
I also found the other one in WeChat.
Okay, so okay, another Shambhala prayer written in 2016, written by me. So Jean Chuk Shambhalir Mollam Rantur Gavindonjo. So the aspiration of the
Can we help everyone find it first?
yeah, okay.
It's in the book. We are going to now take the time to move on to the next prayer of Rinpoche's. This is the aspiration for the Sublime Realm of Shambhala with joyful self-liberation. It is in the Profound Path of Vajra Yoga text. It's also in the Learning Center in all languages, and we will share the link as well in the chat in just a moment and on Facebook. So if you
This one longer or the other one longer?
I think this one's shorter, but I'm not sure.
Okay, then.
It could be longer. Julie, is it the first or the second in the book? This one's the longer. The other one is shorter.
Other one I do the short ones. What do you think tonight? Tomorrow only the longer one.
Okay, so the other one would be the other one is the death, the liberation from the death one, the short one. Yes. Yeah.
They short, too short as you send up.
Different page? 259. So the Profound Path of Vajra Yoga. Let me just. Let me check. It's the first one, number 13 that I sent you. I can resend it to you, Rinpoche.
You can send me prayer for the self-liberation.
This one, I just resent.
Huh? What are you doing? That's already had.
Yeah, that one.
That's already had. Yeah, okay.
Okay, if you're using your textbook, it is on page 259, and this one is prayer for the self-liberation from death through the Sublime Realm of Shambhala, and we'll share the link in a moment.
Okay. Okay, Jam Chuk Khambalir Mullam. Okay, prayer of the self-liberation from the death through the Sublime Realm of Shambhala. Jam Chuk Khambalir Mullam Chwarantur. Ahun Ho. Zam. Okay, Ahun Ho. Is always present like auspicious. And then I is like a more source, like emptiness. And then Hong is indestructible. And then Ho is kind of imagine. So, and then Zamlang Devi Zamlang Devi Shank Samna Chaksan Takwi Rir Shambhala Yebzuk Chichipa Mandavyatpa Ganrim Chang Shoktakan Korus. So this one is saying the north of the center of the southern continent, subtle and secret, pure and hidden realm of Shambhala in the shape of the 8 petals lotus, surrounded in all directions by a boundary of snow mountains. So this is more like a traditional way of describing. So is always described go to the north. But when is north, they're saying from the more likely India. So that's why usually everybody appointed to the Himalayas. But I'm sure there's many ways you can point it by Himalayas, many ways, and point it to the north. The North Pole and Himalaya, whatever, a different way of pointing. You have to remember that. That's why it's not fixed on too much. And that's also important to know is original Shambhala and then original Shambhala and now Shambhala cannot be exactly the same. Okay? Always rejuvenation, remember? So that's why. That's also have to think about. But what you have to think, what you can understand is definitely is subtle. Subtle and secret. It's not everybody can see or scientifically can, like I don't believe you scientifically you can prepare, how to say it, discover. And everybody can see. That's impossible. Scientifically, maybe you can see indications. But to experience, you have to make the conditions is the exceptional for exceptional people. It's not somebody found this one, then everybody can enjoy. That's not possible. You have to understand that. So then the shape is lotus, 8 petals of lotus, those things. Yeah, they're also more regionally. So, you have to think that's more regional. Shimsor Jonkam Metong Divistam, Zirduk Yon, Hai Horlandan, Bandab Sosor Nipi, to really lion, Shiva Chimchakani. So these ones are same. Everywhere are the rivers, lakes, forests and flowers. Their exquisite beauty, reveling of glory of good realms. In each of the petals, there are 12 kingdoms. In each kingdom, 10 million cities. Okay, those things is we already said the other one, and also traditionally that is standard the prayer. Pandab Jilab Share Gubjet on Tree Gubjet Congition, Jam Chok Chapter George, Churgerigden Shash of Sam G. Stones. So that means there are 9,060 million cities are protected by the 96 emperors or emanated governors and excellent and sublime realm of the mantra. And this noble land is guarded by the enlightened minds of Kalki kings. So that means the kings and Kalkis, you have to understand, is nothing like this world rules and conquer others and is the territorial. You can't think like that, and even instead there are more kind of responsibilities. They're sharing responsibilities and have specific responsibilities. Depend what kind of the beings connected with. Stever Kelachai Stever Kelachai Rus Tang Shambhala so Kalapar Momserki Musar Tampamin so Tugin Korlulu Momserchen Nam Takjanter Kever Shinjil. So this is Kalapa is the middle of the Shambhala. So that is like more capital of Shambhala. And there is incredible Kalachakra mandala, and this all this particularly gardens and this is like more traditional. understanding. In my point of view, this may be not always same exact necessarily in my understanding, but this is more traditionally, literally, if you take like that. Okay? Yang chuk te na dra tang na yem me sto tang yang na dung dong me rig run to man ginur shuk home it. That's the same things as what we said before. That is sublime realm without enemies or conditions of disease and free from the disputes, sorrows and sufferings and terrors, and without discrimination between high and low, rich and poor. There's no such thing, because there is nobody is rich, nobody is poor. So everybody is just, there is no such thing concern. Takta yang takta bi chula shud ger giger tu gin kol lur ngla shud. Shina sawi war shit kan tauter. Takta ngang kata bi chula shud. Nabar tak bi jang tar ke war kho rimni lam gim dribu ngon kir kho. So this ones where everyone practiced and authentic teachings, especially the sacred mantra of Kalachakra, the king of the Tantra, discipline all outer, inner, and sacred obstacles. Obstacles. This is practice naturally follows from the sacred Dharma. May I perfectly experience this pure realm, and may I actualize this result of part of the two stages. So the two stages means the generation stages and the completion stages. If we can't accomplish it in here in this lifetime, we will in Shambhala very fast. Okay? Sechchig luchchig lamnga sa sechchig luchchig lamnga sabchi malu kandrote kabje yehi vje zokpi sangi satokho ftrindo kan pande malu dumnuho. Okay, so heaven traversed of the 5 paths and 10 levels within the single lifetime. Attaining perfect Buddhahood by the accomplished the 4 kayas and the 4 wisdoms. May I be able to emanate from the benefits of happiness of all beings without exception. That's very clear. There's no need to explanation, huh? Right?
Well, one of the questions that we got actually would help with the benefit, because in the last prayer it listed 13 bhumis for the 13 levels, and it wasn't clear to several people what that was. And then in this one it mentions 10 levels, and so I think it would lead to the same question of what is the 10th to the 13th.
Oh, the 10th is like equivalent, the in the Sutayana way of categorize the 10, and here categorize the 3 is the same. Okay, same. Yeah, one house you measured by one, like if you the temperature you measured by Celsius, and the other one on you kilo and pound, the same thing, like that. Okay. So 13 is more Kalachakra way, and then the 10 is like Sutrayana way. Shunyirak donni takpi demba tang shushin gimdil hawa me ba na laksam number takpi ge tsogji monlam chapter nyertan japkirachik. So by the truth of the primordial pure nature of the phenomena and the conventional and unfoundances, interdependence, interdependence of their conventional reality and the accumulate various virtues. So virtues of pure and super intention. May I quickly achieve everything is accordance with this aspiration. Okay, that's one finish. This is a short prayer was written by Kalki Lord during this month of the January 2016, Melbourne, Australia. It translated by English by George Flammerfault. He don't like that name anymore. Okay, the other short one. I have it already here. Okay. Very short aspiration of Shambhala. Sabji sen hui xangshin ngirkilam jitak tham ki mbumgi nyang kupchit ranchik koli karzan of DMB khwal zamlar zugdan dakandin nukhos. Through the secret mantra, path of 10th level of Bodhisattva, the essence at the heart of thousands of peaceful and wrathful methods and the joyful splendor of this planet's good fortune, may I have the capacity to guard this world golden age. So this is more encouraging, more is emphasizing on this golden age. We build fearlessness, compassion in our heart. So focus in that. So that is essence of the Shambhala practice. Tugin korlu zaksan lam choko tongzug dor jizon jug mandabna senden dima taktawar dor gerwa riktu kompang one kerchiks. So through those profound and secret path of Kalachakra, if I do not accomplish the Vajra union with the recollection of emptiness, recollection, isn't it? Or reflection of emptiness, then after passing beyond this life, while in the Pardo, may I be liberated in stage of the 6 Buddha families. So that means short. This we didn't go through all these stages differently. Instead, either Sambhogakaya or either Nirmanakaya, one of the 6 Buddha families, that mandala in Kalachakra. So you will you liberate by liberate with or any of those. That means when we empowerment, then we look at which one is your Buddha family. So that means when you die, you have to remember which one is your Buddha. So then you focus that. So in the Pardo, they're going to liberate you. They guard you. They man na jam shukambala khwa mon khandu. Zagmedlu hanki yeki gemizon jaluki trapshe windoton yor zokhshokh So if I do not accomplish that, then the Sublime Realm of Shambhala, after going uncontaminated body from the Data and or Daka and Dakini by the illusory rainbow body innate primordial wisdom, may I perfectly complete all benefits with millions of eons. Emanations, sorry. So that means if I didn't went in Buddha Pure Land, but then is the Shambhala Pure Land, or the heroes and heroines, and the yogis, yoginis, so you gain that kind of uncontaminated body, and then you have innately that the have wisdom, and then you have this jalu. Rainbow body means the rainbow body, or the empty form means the same, empty form body. After so then you can liberate millions of the emanations. You can liberate sentient beings. Okay, that one finish. So I think I am a little tight, so maybe I finish here, but you can have questions. I'll try a little bit.
If you have any questions for Rinpoche, can you please add them to the Q&A in your own language? You can also add them on Facebook in the comments. Just do not put them in the chat in Zoom. We can't accommodate them. The first question is, Rinpoche, what is the difference between wrathful and peaceful methods?
What is the difference in wrathful and peaceful methods is, if you have friends, then friends is very unhealthy and doesn't eat in the junk food, and then you say don't eat, and and I help you, and I give you present if you don't eat this, and so you encourage in more gentle way. That's it. That's peaceful methods. And the wrathful methods, if they don't listen, and then you, whatever methods you can use, like you can force for, or I'm not going to speak with you anymore, or whatever you can be punishment, or I'm not friend you anymore, or whatever say. Whatever is regardless appears is very unfriendly, or forceful, or how you say is looking down, or whatever is something human beings don't like things, but have a great attention and have a benefit effect. That's called wrathful methods.
The comments from Rinpoche are they're wrathful and peaceful parents. Anyway. The next question is, do we need to work on the rebirth in Shambhala in order to achieve Buddhahood? Wouldn't it be sufficient or more efficient to just focus on achieving the state of Buddhahood directly?
Yes, meant to be focused more, like I said, maximum. So you focus more, practice Buddhahood, and then you try to do that, and then the Shambhala is more like insurance, and ensure you, if you didn't 100% success, there is 100%, you are secure, assurance.
Rinpoche, in the Uttara Tantra, it says only Buddhas can manifest emanations like form kayas. Did you say that bodhisattvas in Shambhala can emanate emanations to liberate beings?
Yes, certainly. Even Sutayana say, even the first Burmese, you achieved 1 minute, you can 100,000 manifest, 100 manifestations can visit 100 realms, like that. The distance exists. Yeah, it's not only just Buddhahood. Only difference is Buddhahood. Then you have limitless emanation. Enter Buddhahood, you have limited, but it's not limitless. But it's limited means it's not only just one or two. It's like hundreds and thousands and tens of thousands and like that.
The next question, Rinpoche, what is the difference between a Kalki king and a bodhisattva?
Is Bodhisattva, I told you, Bodhisattva is can be from the ordinary person, new Bodhisattva, and then can be entered the Buddhahood. But Kalki Ken is already 10th level of Bodhisattva, just before Buddha. So that's why it's some of them is a real Buddha, but it just manifest like a Bodhisattva. So like pretend Bodhisattva, or you can say manifest Bodhisattva. Some of them are real Bodhisattva, some of them manifest Bodhisattva as Buddha. That's a little bit different.
Rinpoche, is Kala Chakra wrathful or peaceful?
Kala Chakra is a semi-wrathful. Semi-wrathful is a mixture. The four faces are different forms.
In the prayer for the self-liberation from death, it refers to 4 wisdoms. What is this referring to?
Huh?
It says in the end of the Sublime Realm of Shambhala death prayer that you realize the 4 wisdoms and the 4 kayas.
Which one are you talking about? The longer one or short one?
Not the shortest one, the second one we did, I believe.
Oh, okay. So
let me see.
Emahoan.
I think it's Om Ahung Ho.
Yeah, okay.
It's that one, and
Where?
I'm trying to find it 1 second.
Which one?
Yeah, it's at the very end. It's the second to last stanza.
Yeah.
Shechik Luchik Lamnya, that one.
Oh, Tsekhinilla.
Yeah.
There's no that there. Even by the truth of the.
Having traversed the 5 paths and the 10 levels, it's the second, the one right above
Oh,
that.
What is the 4 bodies and the 4 wisdoms?
Yes.
Okay. Here didn't say, huh?
No.
4 kayas and 4 wisdoms. 4 kayas is Svaka kaya, Dharma kaya, Sambhoga kaya, Narmaka kaya. Okay? For wisdoms, I think the wisdoms sometimes say, you have 5, sometimes say 4, So 4 wisdoms, I think I can't remember. I'm tired now. That's why right now. That's one I'm not sure. I'm tired now. I come back tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
Just different categories, different ways of making categories, but I can't think of top of the head now.
Okay, there's several questions related to places. So they're wondering if there's some special relationship between Avalon or Glastonbury and England that it was bothered to be mentioned in the prayer.
Yes. Yeah, definitely there's some how to say, some indications. So that's why I start there, write prayer, and then I purposely finished it in Nepal. So yeah, there's many places like that. So, but I don't claim yet exactly what is okay.
Okay, we'll only do 1 or 2 more questions since it is actually almost 11 p.m. in Australia where Rinpoche is. This question, Rinpoche, is the Kalki Kings manifest, if the Kalkis manifest on Earth, do they manifest for like a whole lifetime, like a whole human lifetime, earthly lifetime, or do they just kind of visit and pass through, like just pop to Earth and visit for a while and then move on?
Oh, that is we all have no position to say exact, but more logically, more according to Dharma in general, they always should be manifest everywhere at different forms, not just sometimes and then disappear. Definitely not.
Okay, and the last question we'll do for right now is, all of these teachings mentioned the 6 yogas. So practically, Rinpoche, how do we learn about them or do them? Is it possible for us to do all 6 yogas, right?
Yes, it's possible for everybody, but you have to prepare the preliminaries and everything you have to prepare. Then do is works. If you don't do, is just not working. You have to do properly. That's one thing. Second is not like, oh, this one finish, then and the other one. It's not like that. That's why I'm saying if you finish, if you become a mastery, even your first yoga is become mastery. That is extraordinary achievement, So that's why is, but that doesn't mean you can't go any further at all. It's not like that. Some some reasonable achievement, and then you go next, and then some reasonable achievement that way, and then you eventually how to say, it's not like all of them separated. Everything is connected. So that's why, but it's not like very calculated and one finish and then have to go, the other was not possible. And one is have to be mastery, otherwise impossible, the other one. It's not like that. Sometimes you can go together a little bit. Sometimes, it's also individuals. It's also not exactly the same. But in general, you have to prepare the gondros and everything. Then you go. That's where is much, much more, how do you say, works.
Okay, thank you, Rinpoche, and thank you to all the translators and everybody helping behind the scenes. We will conclude this day of the commentary with the Rema Dedications.
By all these virtuous deeds of accumulated merit, may all beings be rescued from the ocean of samsara, where the tide of aging, sickness and death is violently active. May this merit help all beings attain Buddhahood and be victorious of all the enemies of deceptive obscurations. By the goodness of what I have just done, may all beings complete the accumulation of merit and wisdom and gain the two sacred bodies. Whatever roots of virtue have been accumulated now or throughout the 3 times, I dedicate them here, so that all mother-like beings may attain perfect and complete Buddhahood. Just like the exalted ones Manjushri and Samantabhadra practiced, like them I rejoice in all the virtues still to come, and fully dedicate them as well. In future lives may I never be separated from my glorious Lama. May I never be separated from the joy of practicing the precious Dharma. May I accomplish all the enlightened Bhumi levels and paths and attain the Buddhahood of Vajradhara. As long as space remains, as long as beings exist, may I remain and expel their sorrows until they reach Buddhahood. May the precious renunciation arise which has not yet arisen, and may that which has already arisen not degenerate, may it increase. May the precious ethical discipline arise which has not yet arisen, and may that which has already arisen not degenerate, may it increase. May the precious bodhicitta arise which has not yet arisen, and may that which has already arisen not degenerate, may it increase. May the precious view of emptiness arise which has not yet arisen, and may that which has already arisen not degenerate, may it increase. May the precious Dharma be respected and remain in this world. The only medicine and cure for suffering, the source of all happiness, is the sacred Dharma. By the power of the 3 bodies of the Buddhas, the immutable truth of the Dharma, by the power of the inseparable union of the Sangha, may all our wishes be fulfilled. Just like the morning sun rising in the sky, may these teachings of the unsurpassable great secret of all the Buddhas spread and flourish throughout this world. Through the profound aspirations of the Bodhisattva kings of Shambhala, may we manifest the glory of the second golden age in this world. May all of us Dharma brothers and sisters come to enjoy the good fortune of our courage and commitment. Om Svasti. Dharmakaya truth body, primordially free from stains of elaboration, inconceivable treasury of spontaneous clear light, perfect pristine awareness of wisdom and compassion, appearing completely as the body of the deity, Guru Kala Chakra, please protect us. Virtuous friend, who with the 2 dharmas transmits an ocean of nectar, the compassionate blessings of Manjushri and all the victor's children that manifest as a magical display of enlightened activities. Beloved guide of incomparable wisdom, may you live a long and healthy life. Endowed with Samaya, Vajra disciples gather like clouds. Roaring like thunder, the melodious sounds of Sutra and Tantra ring out, and the ambrosial rain that ripens and liberates moistens the earth. May the great lotus garden of the Buddha's teachings flourish for all time.